Time for map 2 here between Na'Vi and the Sharks. Map 1 was Nuke, that was the Sharks map pick, and Na'Vi took it away 16-9. We now move to Dust2, where things might be a little bit difficult again for the Brazilian side. Certainly a map that Na'Vi are no strangers to, and they're facing elimination now, or at least Sharks are now facing elimination on a map that they haven't really played that much.
Yeah, I think that Sharks are about to get eliminated. I'm just going to be blunt with this one. They didn't turn up enough on their map pick. Na'Vi looking good today. Not as great as we've seen them in previous months, I guess, previous tournaments. But they've definitely got enough in the petrol tank to get them over the line 100%.
You certainly think so, and like for a team like Na'Vi, they're number 2 in the world. We don't want to see them going out in groups here. Like, sure, they might get eliminated further down the line, but we need to see that in quarters or semis at least. Like, we don't want to see them getting knocked out in groups, and I don't think anyone expects to see them get knocked out in groups. I'm certainly not after how map 1 went. I think they should have a pretty good time here on Dust2. The aim is working for most of them. Like, we were having a discussion there during the break, and I said the words, Simple's not playing that well. And then I had a thought to myself that Simple's still playing fine. He's getting 1-for-1 in all sorts of positions where he should be. He's playing fine. If you look at the numbers, he's playing fine. He's just not getting the big multi-kills all the time. But he's still more than doing his job. And if that was my nitpick with Na'Vi and that casual conversation we were having, then, you know, they're looking pretty good. Electronic's been looking sharp for them the whole tournament so far. They've been having, I mean, some decent games. They did get wrecked pretty hard by Mouse, so it's not been the nicest of starts to the tournaments. But at least here, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, look, I'll have to agree that Simple is amazing, you know, if we want to go into the conversation. He's amazing. He's not playing as amazing as usual today, but he's still putting on a performance. Not getting the multi-frags, definitely trading, doing his job well. Definitely enough to, you know, pick up the maps, and that is what they need to do. Anyway, we are already into the action here. Na'Vi just going straight up mid. Edward in particular feeling it with the pistol right now, and he will get all the information necessary. Sharks holding behind bedroom for the moment, but Knack, T-spawn eventually going to just find the little pixel remaining from Edward's head. He will be the first to fall from the server at the moment, but Sharks just holding their wit, keeping their ground, not letting Na'Vi bully them at all. But now Simple, he's feeling it as well. He's got that P2K in hand. Long control was completely given up by Na'Vi, expecting a retake to come in, but here we are. Simple with a dirty shot onto RCF. Will fall back to the corner, not dropping down though. There's another on a JNT, and here we go. The multi-frags. We just wrote him off, but he's right here. You know, he hurt us 100%. Now it's Knack in the 1v4. He's going to have a round of his own. He's already found the first onto Edward, but is the ace clutcher thing. There's the dink onto Simple, who is definitely feeling it, but might be a little bit scared with only 8 HP here.
I don't think he possesses the ability to be scared, to be honest. But nonetheless, common sense dictates that he should let his teammates take the front on this one, and I think that will indeed be the way. Knack still has a smoke and 2 flashbangs to play with, but at the cost of his armor. Shouldn't really make a difference against the USPs. They should be shooting for the head, but maybe if it's a spray battle. Either way, though, Flamey's already here. Knack knows that now, and it's a little bit of a, really, mate? Now he's got to try and get this fight, and unfortunately won't recover his crosshair from the jump in time. Flamey goes for the body spam, cleans it up. That will be the pistol round going to Na'Vi. Care of some cleanliness from Simple. Going to go for the M4 now, so against the most likely lack of armor here from Sharks, should be some more of that. I love this as well. It's just, hey, Simple's not multi-fragging. 2 bullets. 4 bullets for 3 kills in total.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, but in the best way possible. Anyway, we are going into the second round, and Sharks are not going to bother forcing. They've got a flash on Knack to try to get them out wherever they do decide to adventure to. Looks like that will be lowers for the moment. Edward here with the MP5 playing counter flash, expecting a bust. And he is going to have, I think that is Electronic to help out as well. Electronic taking point. 3 for him, make it 4. There is the quad feed, and Edward running towards mid. He's going to bait the crosshair of Knack. Was looking down, allowing Zeus to get the spray down with the UMP, and there's 2 fast rounds for Na'Vi. Plenty of money in the bank, not taking any casualties on the anti-eco, thanks to your big man, Electronic.
Makes a dangerous situation much safer for them, locking down mid. It was only against Glock, so let's not get too excited, but again, looking pretty good here so far in this second map. Now, though, they know the guns are out. Going to throw the smoke for the cross. The cross.
No, just crush it, mate. It's all right.
Croissant it.
Cross your T's, dot your eyes.
All of those things. Flamey solo on the B side at the moment with the MP9. Simple will be his backup if he gets there, but rotation's going to have to be pretty quick, and instead, busy boosting one player in CT. It'll be Simple who goes up top. So they're putting a lot of faith in Flamey over on B, but that faith not misplaced necessarily. Definitely playing a more A-heavy setup here, though. Guessing that Sharks is where that, or that is where Sharks will end up even.
What's
with the
Simple
bomb
doing?
Certainly possible. He is sitting on the box in CT, waiting for a CT smoke and or a flash to come out so he can turn and shoot them all.
But he's got his head down, knife out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he might have gone to the toilet.
Nah, it's more like he doesn't want to give himself away, and he thinks that if they come his way, they won't go out dry. It's most likely accompanied by util. So that's what he's gambling on.
I rate that run boost all the way to the box to get the angle as well if anyone was fighting over on short. Drawing the crosshair. So Sharks, they've got short control, looking for long control. There is only one man there. That will be Zeus with the UMP trying to hold, and he might be met with 2 fraggers from the Sharks. But shark teeth can fall out, you know that?
They can.
They can.
Certainly can.
Just like human teeth, except probably much more often. Anyway, we are going to have Zeus here in the corner, unchecked as well. There's one decent job given the position and the weapon that he had. So long and short bust about to come in, but the rotation's potentially coming out. Simple still holding his wit in CT, but he is going to start to rotate now. Electronic is holding so damn well, tagging JNT down, but going wide. Knack will get the trade back to the 2v2. There is not much time left in the round. Nothing to plant. And now Simple will just have to survive in the smoke, but Flamey shuts RCF down just before the timer ticked down. So the Sharks will have the round loss bonus. The economy won't be in the bin just yet.
Not just yet, but give them time. Still sticking with 5 rifles are Na'Vi. They might go onto the AWP eventually, but I don't think it'll be while Simple has an AK in hand. No reason to drop that thing away from himself when he's very effective with it. And Sharks going to go for the pistol buy here. 2 smokes, 5 flashbangs, bust out into the B bomb site, looking very likely. Indeed, try to get this bomb down. That molly from Edward going to force them to throw their own smokes out. That molly's actually placed, so that smoke doesn't extinguish it as much. They have to run left to car, and now he should be setting up for some easy frags here. The smoke leaves him exposed.
But he's out in the open. JNT just can't connect early enough. Although he does eventually go down. Flamey finding one before being traded out by the P250, and the bomb should go down here for the Sharks. They've got the man advantage and should have found themselves 2 rifles. Not sure if they've got their hands on the second one just yet, but Simple here at the window holding. Knack gets his head ripped off. There's one man under the window, that is JNT, and he should have been heard there with the reload. Simple just baiting any over-aggression, shooting at the dead body, just making sure it is definitely just a ragdoll. They're flashing into the corner. The CTs are ready to push. A bit of blindness there for Simple. RCF holding strong, but not for too long. The AUG going to be too strong there. Electronic last alive with all the information necessary. Plenty of time to get the defuse off as he does have the kit. But what a play. Just holding his wit, holding his nerve, keeping that gun at the ready. And Na'Vi, they found themselves 4 clean rounds. Well, this round not being too clean necessarily as they were up against the Pistols, but 4 rounds in a row.
4 rounds on the trot, exactly that. They'll be all right with that one. Now they've got the AWPs out. 2 of them, in fact, Simple and Flamey, both going for the scoped guns immediately, or the big scoped guns, I should say. There isn't a couple of AUGs out as well. So no M4s. CT side with no M4s. It's been a while since we've seen something like that in a gun round, but it's what they've gone for here. See if it can work out for them. JNT has the AWP for the T side, but he's got 2 others to face off against him. One of them is Simple. Arguably one of the top, well, not even arguably, just is one of the top AWPers in the world. Not sure if he's better AWP to AWP than device at the moment, but that's a conversation for another time. Certainly more than good enough to put a whole lot of hurt on here, and has Flamey to back him up as Sharks are setting up for this take into mid. JNT going to be walking out, holding the line onto short, jumping up, trying to bait it out. Could actually catch Flamey out here, depending on this timing. He's certainly looking for it, and that's a very well played pick. Jumping up and down, not giving up the angle and pre-firing it once he gets there. Electronic probably not going to retrieve this AWP here. Known as a rifler. Instead, just going to move up to reinforce B, and that forces the rotation out of Na'Vi. They pull their players back away from A, going for the retake setup with Zeus locking down CT. Multiple players over towards B now. They're betting that that's where Sharks going to end up, but so far not confirming that's the case. Sharks still playing a default here. Looks like with that molly up short should confirm, but never mind, I was going to say it should confirm they're going to B, but no, they'll push up behind it instead.
All right, so the run boost coming in yet again. RCF not finding too much information there, but they're in a good position to take the A side at least. Na'Vi playing for the retake. They've got Zeus here trying to hold from CT, but you won't find too much information unless there is much more noise made on short. And both the B ramp players slowly but surely starting to make their way back to the A site. Zeus here on the fast flank. Pulls the knife out just to get the angle, but with the AUG trying to tap away, can't find the head. But Edward on the cross as well, taking JNT down. So in what seemed like a free sight, Na'Vi actually bring it back into their favour. Now it's Exit and Leo Drunky, last two alive. Exit with the pre-fire, finding one, almost a second through the smoke, but Edward on the trade with the AUG. But Drunky, 7 HP in a very rough position. Zeus on the flank as well. And it looks like Drunky is just going to try to save, but he's got his knife in hand, and Zeus is there at the ready. Na'Vi find a 5th. What a beautiful retake. Plenty of kills, even before that bomb was planted. So, a little bit rough for the Sharks there. But heading into the 6th, the Sharks definitely have enough money to buy up. The round loss bonus as well as the plant will allow them to purchase whatever necessary here. There might even be enough for an AWP to be dropped for your boy JNT, which seems to be the play, although it's musical guns at the moment, everyone throwing everything everywhere. And Na'Vi looking at that. We are going to see the double AWP setup still out here for Simple and Flamey. Edward and Electronic, both on the different rifles, M4 and AK. Flash comes out, but a good placement on the nade is going to absolutely destroy Drunky, teamed up with the AUG of Zeus. RCF trying to find any damage through the smoke there. Flamey, look at this, so confident, just standing and ready for the pre-fire. Actually spotting JNT, making his way into pit, but he didn't land deep enough, and that will be a dirty headshot for Flamey.
Will indeed be just that. He's still waiting on board here for the next peek, and he'll spot it. The elbow's there, doesn't hit the shot, but goes out for it. Hits the collateral as well. Can't quite finish off Nak, but gets close enough. That's certainly enough damage done. And that's going to leave the T's in a very difficult position now. Na'Vi starting out hot on their CT side here. Exit. Makes his way into short, but it's definitely been spotted out now. And Electronic more than ready to hit those. Very stable with the spray.
He's so good on the rifle, isn't he?
He is indeed. And it's just Nak, 20 HP, 1v4, 50 seconds to play with. Bomb on his back. Spray's on target towards Edward, but with the steel door in the way, doesn't do much. And Flamey could be a little bit too aggressive here. Nak's waiting for it, but doesn't matter. Flamey will hit the shot in the end. 6-0 now for Na'Vi.
Anyway, into the 7th. Na'Vi making this look like a very one-sided affair on the CT side. Surely there is a second half, but the Sharks will have to get at least a couple of rounds to keep any form of dream alive. The momentum is definitely only on Na'Vi's side at the moment. Utility everywhere for the Sharks. They've got plenty of smokes, plenty of flashes, and a couple of mollies to top it off. But is it going to be enough? Xbox smoke coming out. Simple actually just barely missing that Molotov, throwing it a little bit too low there, but another one will be expent from the short area. Yet another as well. The T's, they just want that short control, but they're going to be denied it thanks to some marvellous timing with the utility there. But the run boost might come out here. It worked before RCF. He will find some CTs watching this area this time, though. But Electronic, he's actually dropped into CT. And we'll leave Zeus solo on the A site. Although Zeus is going over towards Flamey to try to hold that long control, giving up short, which it seemed like the Sharks definitely wanted to take. Instead of the run boost, though, it looks like they are just going to double swing, making a decent amount of noise. Electronic should have heard this one.
Indeed he should have, but Sharks once again taking a very long time here. Quite scared of Na'Vi, or so it seems. Very slow in clearing out all these angles, which can certainly work, but with 45 seconds left, they don't have that much utility left, and while they are grouping up over towards B, there's still 2 players from Na'Vi here. Still got util to work with. Look at that as well. Edward sat inside between the 2 smokes. Will fall back out, but nonetheless putting the pressure on. 25 seconds left. Sharks going to have to bust out onto this bomb site with very limited util. There's nothing left on Na'Vi either now, though. Just comes down to how well this hold can work. The team flash comes out. Edward able to get 2 and waste so much time. Now it's Simple. He's going to be handed a couple 1v1s that he can AWP down. Oh, gets destroyed by Exit, though. That can be the bomb down, and there's Nak with a late lurk out through mid. 7 seconds, but the bomb will be planted just in time.
Just barely, as long as he presses the old E button fast enough, and it seems he's got it at the last second. So Sharks now in a very good position to find their first round. JNT, Knack, and Exit looking to hold. Flamey will be solo at the window for the moment. Seems Zeus with only 1,300 might just opt to try to save the AUG. Flamey looking to prod. But Zeus, if he can get a couple of these exits, this could just be the tactical reset onto Sharks. Navi just saying, don't worry, boys, it's fine. They can have one round. We won't get the 16-0, but their economy in the bin for the rest of the half.
So we can get the 16-1.
That's it.
It's the logic, clearly. Zeus should be handed a couple here. They jump across, though. So he won't be gifted any more opportunities here. There's no reason for anyone else on Sharks to move now, and Zeus knows it. So instead, just make sure that he stays safe, keeps his org in hand. There is plenty enough money on Na'Vi to sustain this now, and with the gun saved, Sharks will keep themselves in weaponry as well. We're going to go for the tack timeout. Having won their first round here, the last thing they want now is to be reset. They have been rolling on the extended round loss bonus that you get from Pistol now, and they've just lost it. So taking a timeout, not wanting to get reset, because if they do that, their money's in the bin, and they're no better off than they were, really. And in fact, arguably worse off if they go 7-1 now than if they would have been 8-0.
How many kills did Simple get in that pistol round? Was it a 3K or a 4K?
3.
It was a 3K. So he's only got one frag since then.
But
so it seems like Sharks might actually just be denying running into Simple.
Leo Drunk is James Bond. RCF is only just avoiding James Bond. It's been pretty rough for them so far, but there's not really much you can do when you're down that far. You're getting destroyed by Electronic and Flamey at pretty much every turn, even Zeus getting in amongst it. So we get a nice look at JNT's AWP. Not going to go for the shot on the player crossing, but does confirm that it's only one crossing. So I wouldn't be surprised if these players over towards the tunnels do choose to go for a bit of a look into B. It's Leo Drunky there who might peek it. Edward alone on that side of the map.
So much faith in Edward, though. Solo B, spotted on the cross, no smoke either. If there was a leg, that was definitely a B rush that could have come in, but Sharks, they've decided to just play the slow game yet again, let the clock tick down. Zeus aggressively posted at bedroom. Waiting for any aggression from the T's, but RCF, he's made a bit of noise here, dropping and heading towards the top of mid. Look at this, balls of steel, rounds to lose. Zeus, he's all the way out, not spotting anything. Oh, looks away at just the wrong moment, but Knack, he hasn't actually spotted him, keeping the knife out. The trade will come out, the bomb goes down, but that's a lot of information for both Na'Vi and the Sharks. Simple though, double backing over towards long. So that won't be open for the Sharks to take. We're just going to let the clock tick down yet again. Working a little bit of map control, but giving up long as the bomb has made its way back to T spawn. So with 40 seconds remaining, it will be a similar end to last round, I believe.
Certainly seems that way, but Na'Vi, very familiar with this style as they like to do it themselves. Not going to be too flummoxed by the fact that Sharks haven't done anything yet. That said, they have completely removed off B. And while they will be able to isolate this short player in RCF, get him pincered in, it's only just now that Edward is starting to move back up here. So he could actually get isolated here. He's playing a nice angle though, especially to have with a scope. There is enough utility to get them out here, but instead the first one goes down. There's the bomb. That'll cause the rotate, and Edward's done enough. Now he can hide. 10 seconds left. Shark are trying to do to Na'Vi what Na'Vi do to them, but it's just not enough time for it. Na'Vi are more than ready for this. JNT will get this bomb down, but no, it's going to be denied immediately. Flamey pushes out. The spray almost not quite enough to stop the bomb plant, but he will deny it in the end. No extra money for the Sharks players there, as now they're 7-1. Now they have very little money. This is the nightmare.
Yep. Huge hold from Edward, though. Getting to knowing that there's probably a third. Bomb down. Not much time remaining. Staying alive for as long as possible to allow Flamey to get that flank, and that is essentially the round in the nutshell. Sharks, I think they need to go for a faster push somewhere. Every time they've gone fast, it's out towards long, and look at this. Zeus doing so much damage already. JNT down to 55 HP, make it 23. But they've got long control, and that is definitely important. Edward pushing all the way up mid. He's in between the teeth, but Exit is going to get his head ripped off, and Edward will safely make his way back to short. Na'Vi with the early 4-man stack towards A yet again. It's only Flamey over on B who's got that AWP in hand. But the Sharks, they're looking just flustered.
They really are. They're going slowly, And it does look like when they go slower, they're doing it because they're hoping they'll catch someone on Na'Vi with their pants down, not because they think we're going to take these areas of the map and then push. It's more just, if we go slow, they might not be looking at us when we get there. And so far, it's really not been the case at all. Zeus has found one. He's going to get into that molly and actually goes the long way through it. So we'll get taken down there. But nonetheless, it's still a 3 versus 4. Simple peering over the smoke will be denied info right now, but still going to be holding long here. And a very threatening presence he is with that sniper rifle. As the smoke starts to fade, he'll spot them all out and get the shot onto one, looking for more. It could have been the collateral, he doesn't quite hit it, but either way, isolates all the 1v1s that he wants. Ro2, though, actually making something of this. 2 quick frags in return and spots out Flamey, but Flamey will be sharper.
That was dangerous if Flamey fell down there. Edward only on 20 HP. Could have been a factor, but it wasn't. Flamey feeling too sharp there with the AWP in hand. And Na'Vi, they've got 8 rounds now. So here's the play from Simple. He did peek out previously to the smoke fading just to get the information that there were some players at long. You know, smoke popping up on the radar before you can actually see them as well. Little strategy there for you. But what do you know? 10 rounds in, Na'Vi with the 7-round lead. Let's see if they can continue it. Zeus, though, with the XM. Full BM play. Edward as well, rushing lowers. And that is the fastest round I've ever seen on Dust2.
That's pretty much the dream, though. Your shotgun and your SMG get most of the kills. Simple only gets 1 with the AWP. It's a money-making machine. I don't know if the Sharks players get anything. Now down 9-1. They will get another buyout here, but again, they had to put all of their current money into it. So while that loss bonus is starting to build up again slowly, they're still pretty rough on the financial front. Na'Vi really running away with this map so far. Double AWP out once again. It's done some pretty good work for them. See how it goes here. Is Zeus feeling confident? Sticking with that shotgun. Is going to go hang out in lowers.
Look, you know Sharks smell fear, right? They can't smell anything right now.
Can they smell their own fear? Probably.
More than likely.
Zeus is the one being the hunting shark now. Ro2. Very risky spray there. Gives Zeus 3 shots. Could have been the kill, but can't quite land it. And now Electronic probably about to get peaked dry here. Knows that, though. Throws a Molotov safely and falls back. Which, in turn, will cause Sharks to back away just a little bit. They do still want to get out onto the A-bomb side here, though. And it's actually not as heavily defended as it has been in previous rounds. Here's this run boost you like. Over to the box once again. Except, doesn't work.
Whiffed, though.
Either way, no one from Na'Vi was actively holding that. Flamey will be the first point of contact here on short, pretty much at the same time as Electronic is from Cast. This is a very strong setup for the Sharks to deal with now. They've got the basic utility out. They might even try for the drop into CT, but with the AWP here and the automatic weapon watching for that, Electronic should be able to clean this one up pretty easily, and there's the double spray down.
Yep, 2 for him. Is it going to be a 3rd? Not for him, but Electronic. Edward, sorry. Getting the headshot on the JNT. Knack on the lurk yet again, but he's just going to whiff those bullets. And that about sums up the feelings of the Sharks right now. I think the tilt is starting to set in. Na'Vi cracking 10 digit, cracking 10, double digits rather.
10 digits.
Yeah, it's just looking a little sloppy from the Sharks. They're getting a little bit of map control, starting to force their way to sites, but they can't pick up the frags. Na'Vi just positioning themselves so perfectly on the opposite side of smokes, catching the Sharks off guard, pretty much clipping off the fins and making shark fin soup. Which is illegal, by the way. Don't do it.
Very illegal. Don't do it, kids. Especially if the Sharks are, you know, people, players. Really don't do it then, but just don't do it in general. Moving on from that, though, also looking to move on from this series pretty soon are Na'Vi by the looks of things.
Yep. You know, they've lost enough games this tournament so far, and I don't think they want to lose any more. And they're definitely sticking it to the Sharks right now. Here's that little 2K from Electronic. And a 3rd to back it up as well. Knack just... He was given every opportunity. The Electronic was crashed at car.
Not looking at him.
Crosshair on the noggin. You know, first bullet accuracy is pretty good with the AK, but after you've fired that first one, things can go a little sour. But Knack here, posted early with the Deagle. Simple, so aggressive at mid. It's going to be pre-fired by Drunky, who will try to get some damage off through the door there. But he will not connect. Early rotation. Oh, that was actually Edward. He missed. He left B completely. All right. He got there a little late. JNT with the Glock, actually. 2-tapping Zeus. 2v4 now. Flamey doing some damage with P250. Not wanting to use the AWP. 1 dig eventually from Drunky. More of a spam than anything. JNT bringing it back to the 1v2. So somehow this might favour the Sharks. You know, they're getting the damage off. Na'Vi, they've got decent economy. JNT just repositioning, expecting a push at backyard, but the bomb is down and both the CTs have eyes on it now. Should be able to set up a crossfire, looking for any information. And JNT, if he doesn't start to walk, it might be a little rough.
I mean, it's going to be a little rough either way. He's got a single smoke, no armor to work with. This stolen Auger. Edward's peeking right into him. The headshot has to be immediate, and it is. That gives him the chance now. That bomb's still down, and no idea where Electronic's playing from. He is sitting behind the barrels at top mid. Playing a very nice angle to be able to lock this down, and JNT thinks his opponent is going to make the play. Not the case, though. Electronic has no reason to get aggro here when he's got the bomb in his control. Knows the massive advantage that he holds over an armorless and almost HP-less JNT.
But he's got the Molotov, and there's not much time remaining. If he does throw it on the bomb, the round is essentially sealed. And I don't think JNT could even make it to the A site there with 10 seconds. Electronic, too close, too sharp. Cuts off the rotation, shuts him down, and takes it to a 10-round lead for Na'Vi.
Indeed, he will. 10 rounds up. Still interesting. I'm actually really enjoying, not enjoying, I'm more intrigued by the very few times that Na'Vi are actually running M4s. They seem to be preferring the AUG across the board, at least on Dust2, which is fair. In general, there is a lot more long-range angles on Dust2 than there are short-range ones.
Hashtag new meta.
Sure, it's only $50 more expensive. Either way, though, finally, going to go for another B rush here out, and the smokes are not quite there. Flamey will pick off the first and look for more. Misses the flick, but has the support of Edward at door.
The pocket deagle can be effective. It will be Edward to pick up the frags, though. Exit on the trade. There is the 2-1 digs that you would like to see. Drunky and Exit out of the server. It's all up to Knack, who will come in late, trying to pull this one back. He's managed to find 2, but Zeus gets the trade, and that will be a 12th for Na'Vi. Very exciting round there. Rush B, you love to see it. And we haven't seen it enough from the Sharks.
No, they've only really tried to go on to B a couple of times. And when they've done it, it's always been really late round. They've already lost a few players. It's a 3v3, 3v4, something like that. They try to walk out B. They get shut down by Edward. Normally, he's been the one chilling out there. It's been a pretty rough game for them so far as they sit in their second last tactical timeout, down 12-1. I think this map's already well too far gone for them. I don't think there's any cruelty in saying that. They're already down 12-1. They're getting 3 rounds at best on their T side. And Na'Vi are showing no signs of letting up. They actually are surprisingly low on the money given how many rounds that they've won, but they've got enough. They'll make it through the rest of this half just fine, especially if they're fragging like this.
Oh, that first one was nasty, on the edge of the smoke as well.
And the second one around the edge of the box. But Sharks on the bite. AKs, limited utility, scout on JNT. Needs to be effective. They need something. This game is already well out of their grasp and they can't let it go any further. But Flamey's given the opportunity for a collat. The scout can't cover it. Round done.
Oh my God, Dad, did you see that?
I did.
That was great. Look, I'm so proud of this man. He's so young, so sharp. Just getting all the frags. Almost another.
Oh.
Here's the quad.
Yes.
Oh, there's the quad. There's the ace
Zeus
coming in. No. Zeus. The party pooper here, shutting JNT down right at the end. But that was Flamey's round, 100%. 2 in a row. What was that? 7 frags for him in 2 rounds. Absolutely marvellous display of skill.
Yeah, I think it would be, actually, because it was AWP and 2 Deagle frags last round, and then 4 AWP frags that round. So, yeah, 7 in 2 rounds. Let's see it. Collateral. Ugh. That's unlucky. They just went a little bit too far forward before the scout could cover them, and from there it was easy pickings. I actually thought he'd hit that one. Well, not that one, the one before that he missed. He did hit that one. But either way, it's a massive 4K. It's what you like to see. Forces Sharks onto, once again, an inferior bye for the final round of the half. 2 rounds now, the best that they can accomplish up against Na'Vi here on Dust2.
Yep. That's all I've got. Na'Vi, they're just so good right now. It's their map pick, and for a reason. JNT playing with fire, gets his elbow shot off. And he can't carry a gun without the elbow, so he's going to be taken out of the server. Flamey,
keep going.
You know, getting extremely aggressive here with the Deagle, but Exit, he's only got 18 HP. Make it 0. Zeus will take down Knack. Drunky last alive. They know his position. Not scared at all, and that fear will not be smelt by the Sharks. As we see Na'Vi with a 13-round domination going into the second half.
14-1 the score. I think that about tells the story all by itself. I'm actually pretty sure I saw there. I didn't spot it during the round, but I'm pretty sure I saw Edward with an AWP on B side as well. So that must have been 3 AWPs for Na'Vi, if not more. Either way, let's have a look at these stats, shall we? Yeah, ouch. Flamey on point so far. It was 5. Okay. Somehow I went blind and managed to miss 5 AWPs, but they had 5.
Alrighty. Well,
I honestly have no idea what I was looking at that wasn't those 5 AWPs, but Look, here's
Usually,
what it is.
the only
Everyone
map
on
that's
Na'Vi fragging
viable
very well.
is train.
Or any map if you're MIBR.
Yeah,
and you're
right.
up 13 rounds. Because
Okay.
they like doing that. Fun a round of like their CT side or whatever, they just buy a bajillion orbs. Why not? Either way, everyone on Na'Vi having a good game. The lowest KD on the team is 2. And when that's the case, you know you're having a good one.
That just about sums it up. Now, if Na'Vi can take the T-pistol, this is the most even round we're going to see. Except for the first one, which wasn't really even because Simple, I don't know, he ate his Weet-Bix or something. He was definitely on one.
He was indeed. Also, Flamey 22 and 6. Yep, that's the smoke they wanted.
It's a one-way, probably.
100%. Look, either way, the pistol round not going to make too much of a difference. It'll be nice for Sharks if they win it, but this is a must-win. They can do nothing but win this round. Zeus with a Deagle as well. Why not? Why not at this point? The CT's desperately trying to push into lower and prevent the match point coming through, but it's a 3v3. And Na'Vi have plenty of time to slow down and play with this one now. Minute 25 on the clock, or thereabouts. And Sharks have to reposition. They've gone for the aggressive play. They have got a couple frags for it, but they've got to fall back now. They know that Na'Vi can be anywhere, and they've got to go back and try and play these bomb sites. One on each. Exit hanging out here in mid. Going to be a very difficult round for the CTs to recover.
Now the Sharks looking like fish out of water. All spread up. Well, not even spread out. You know, JNT, he is coming to rub a bit of moisturiser on Exit's wounds, saying, mate, look, how are you going? 22 HP? All right, I'll try and help you out. But it's all for nothing, as Na'Vi will group up and potentially just take this A site a little bit late. Knack in a great position to hold. Off angle at Car, will be spotted. But Zeus slowly making his way up short here. And there might have been a little footstep made as Exit is going for the stack. You have JNT close to CT as well, ready to rotate, potentially pincer in fast up short. Exit, he's been spotted. Knack just can't connect the bullets. Eventually we'll find one before falling. Zeus with the Deagle doing the damage with Exit here. Can he get the angle? 10 seconds left and JNT is going to go for the jump shot. There is the Kukli. Close range though, so inaccuracy will be minimised, and there you go. Sharks keeping that dream alive.
14-2. They have doubled their round, doubled their score by taking that pistol. But it did take some very aggressive plays for them to make that work. And some sharp shooting, but nonetheless, it's a start. It's something for them to work with here in what is a very long road back into this series. They do need to get all the way through this map.
That's one of the only situations where you should spam a USP.
100%. They need to get all the way through this map, and then all the way into the next one, and then try and win on Mirage, which is no mean feat. They did beat North on it yesterday, 16-4. But Na'Vi certainly looking a bit more in form at this game, at least, than North have. Admittedly, the scores in the best of threes between North and Na'Vi and their losses have been quite similar, but opponents quite different. Either way, this should be a third round for Sharks.
Zeus knows. Look at this.
He does. He's like, hey, can you shoot your gun?
Baiting with the shadow. Anyway, over on short there, the T's are trying to force the point, and Zeus, he's baited the shot. All the information here for him. But Drunky will make his way back towards the long. Mr. Leo. JNT just can't connect these bullets. The FAMAS a little bit too inaccurate at medium to long range. Lots of damage done, but no frags on the board. And RCF here with an MP9. Aggressive in tunnels, waiting for any rotation. So this should allow Knack to potentially just leave the B site. He will be watching towards mid. As you have Exit in CT, hearing surely a lot there on short. Jumps aplenty, potential run boost coming out in the second. Oh, two-man run boost. Here we go. This is exciting. But can they do the damage with the pistols? And here you go. Two in the air and shooting the ducks. Wrong game, I believe. Anyway, Exit is going to hold pretty well there on the CT ramp. But Drunky at long, he's only got an MP7, and the bomb will go down for Na'Vi, so that is a huge buff to the economy. Electronic, quite low on 20 HP. Last alive, going to be shut down. Drunky finding a couple of frags with the MP7. As the Sharks find a third round.
But bomb plant not bad there for Na'Vi. That's best case scenario, really, given what they went into the round with. The double run boost got him across the line eventually. As it's now 14-3, and the first buy round going to come out for Na'Vi on their T side. Worth noting, it's a good little shutdown here from JNT. He tags down the low edge, or kills the low HP player of Simple and does a lot of damage to the next, but the double run boot, double run boost, not something we see too much of.
Skeet shooting.
Skeet shooting, sure. Duck hunt.
Skeet, right? That's what the cool kids say.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
And when you throw things, you skeet them down. No, I'm not going to try that hard. Either way, Simple bursting out long. Flashed off, but will make it out before the utility and catches out JNT as well. Leo Drunky trying to get the spray through, but can't find it. And now they know that Simple is out and hungry. Looking for some frags. A flash there. Molly will force him out, but his smoke extinguishes most, in fact, all of it. And Electronic now going to strike out through mid.
Potential miscommunication there anyway. Long will be held, although Simple will deny that completely. Great trade there. Edward out of the server, but Simple crushing the hopes and dreams of the... They're not really amphibians, are they? The Sharps amphibians? I don't know. Once again,
mammals.
Dabbling in the territory of things I don't know. And Na'Vi now on match point, 15-3, 12 in the lead. And it's looking rough for the Sharks here. They will just be on the pistols, except for Exit, who has that M4A4 and RCF on the MP9, who might just decide to get aggressive in tunnels. RCF, he has had a rough day today. It was him on the 4 frags last map, wasn't it?
He made it to 5.
Made it to 5. So
I think he actually made it a little bit further than that. And one of the ones that he hit was a crucially sharp entry. But yeah, look,
single digits over 2 maps. Single digits over 2 maps.
It's been a rough day in the office.
It's a rough one. Anyway, looking like it is going to go Manavi's way. Zeus, Electronic, and Simple just destroying the Sharks here. And they know exactly where RCF is. Not a lot of hope, not a lot of dreams. As the Sharks only managed to pick up 3, 16-3. What a showing from Na'Vi here on Dust2 to take the series 2-0. Sharks, unfortunately, have been knocked out of the lead. But Na'Vi, you know, proving us wrong and coming to play.
And that's a much better showing from Na'Vi as well, given that their very first game in the tournament was a rather tense one up against Order, which you can make all the excuses you want or all the arguments that you want. Order did play well in the first half of that game, sure, but up against an Australian team, you don't want to have to go to 30 rounds. They then get pretty much shut out of the server by Mouse Sports. It's important that they come back into this one with a really strong performance, and they have 16-9, 16-3. Sure, it's not against a team like Mouse. It is a game where pretty much unarguably they were, I think overdog is the term, that's the opposite of underdog, right? They were the dominant, they were the preferred team, and they do show it with this performance. But that's something that they needed. They do have to get back into this tournament. Going forward, there will be no more games where they're this much favored. They'll pretty much be facing up against even opposition from here on in. So, important game for them to show up. They've done it well. Everyone playing very well. In particular, Electronic and Flamey having a very good time across the 2 maps.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how the old NRG and Liquid game has gone as well.
Ghost.
You know, that Ghost,
Liquid plays Astralis.
Liquid will play, yeah, exactly. So NRG and Ghost, whoever wins that will be up against Na'Vi here. And that will be a marvelous game to watch. But look at Flamey, definitely MVP for the match there. Absolutely putting in work here on Dust2, just having a great time. It's essentially a playground for him. And just completely shutting the Sharks out of the server. Not scared at all. You know, there was moments for the Sharks, definitely moments, but 3 rounds, just not a huge amount. 2 on the CT side, 1 on the T side. It's really, it's a little disappointing sometimes, isn't it?
It's a bit rough. Speaking of that NRG Ghost game, we just have a quick check.
Yep.
NRG won the first map 16-14. They're currently down 10-6 on map 2. So it's looking like either going to a long second map or towards 3. So we'll have to find out and wait a little bit longer to find out indeed who Na'Vi's opponent will be. But they've had no such issues with getting rid of Sharks here. Unfortunately for the Brazilians, they've had some good games. They had a good series. They got wrecked by MRBR. They eliminate North. It's a good showing from them, but that will be us, unfortunately, bidding farewell to them from this tournament.
Yeah, so it's always good to see the Sharks go out. You know, you can't go swimming when the Sharks are around. It's very scary. You can if you're a very confident person, but I wouldn't recommend it, you know. I would never really dabble with the Sharks. I used to back in the day.
Take this one from the Aussies. Don't swim with Sharks.
I've done it. I've been out when Sharks are out, and it's very scary. Pretty much just swam back to shore, and, you know, Na'Vi didn't today. They were like, whatever, we'll play with the Sharks. They're fine. You know, they're nothing to us. We're gonna tread on them. We're gonna ride them on the waves.
All right, I'm gonna cut off this Shark metaphor before it gets a little bit too out of control here. But either way, it is Na'Vi closing out our first series. We now look forwards to Renegades versus G2. But before that, a quick break. We'll be back in a sec.